And we're back at Hackspace London for a new presentation by Hamish Campbell of Vision on TV's technology, and even before Vision on TV, we could say, at the time of Undercurrents, and all the gear he used, break, tweaked, or any hack is done. So maybe Hamish, you can walk through.
Okay, cool. I was just going to take you through three of the cameras that I've used. This is actually the second camera I ever owned, and this is a Sony Handycam. I'm not sure what it's called, so let me have a look. It's a, oh, the name has disappeared. Basically, it's a very nice early Sony camera. It's the first one to have night shot, I think, so you can shoot in the dark. And this is a very famous camera because this shot a piece of video which is currently being used in a feature film coming out just over the next few months, and was responsible for sentencing 69 Italian policemen, doctors and prison officers to prison in Genoa, 2001.
I think we have now a link for this film. What's the title of the film?
It's Don't Clean Up the Blood, Diaz, Don't Clean Up the Blood. Just do a Google search, you'll find it.
We'll find this, put the description on the video.
So this is a really nice camera. I used it for a long time, shot many films on it. I would recommend, well, not that many people use these. It's a mini DV camera, just takes tapes and it shoots to memory sticks. And I reckon actually all of my beach photos are on this memory stick. Actually, we can show these. This has me using solar panels on the beach.
Okay, we'll use this for the next presentation on solar panels then.
Okay, and then the next generation of camera is this one. This is basically, well actually no, it's not, it's this one.
Too many cameras.
Okay, this is the same camera as that, just a generation later. So this is a mini DV camera, and this is a 3x4 camera. This is a 16:9 camera, so it shoots some 16:9. So this is why I bought the new camera.
Can we have an estimation of which year we're talking about here?
That would be a hard one. But I'd have to look them up. This is this.
Just roughly.
This was new in Genoa in 2001.
Okay, that's it.
So this is about 3 or 4 years later, 3 years later.
Okay, so about 2004 or 5.
Something like that, yes,
okay.
yes. And this one, basically the advantage is it shoots widescreen, and obviously I've got a much bigger battery.
It's actually basically the same camera.
It's the same camera,
with
yes.
a better optic,
better
and maybe
optics,
better sound.
And it's better quality, basically. Otherwise it's the same, I think.
And you stopped using it because...
yeah, we blew up the firewire connector. So this is a problem. I think it blew up twice. Basically you've got to be very careful with firewire connectors because they have power going through them, so when you plug them in and plug them out, sometimes you fry the internal electronics. This one was fried twice. It's blown up first time, then we had it repaired. It cost £300 to get it repaired, and we fried it again pretty soon after. So be careful plugging in firewire connectors. Okay,
that's a good tip.
So when that one went down, we obviously couldn't do any editing, so we got another one. And notice different format. These are all upright cameras. This is a barrel-shaped camera. And this is a Sony again, all three of these are Sonys, and this is a HC7, which is the first HD camera I used. This shoots standard definition and HD, and it's got a big wide angle lens on. It's a detachable lens, so this allows you to see much more in the shot. It's quite nice. Also it means it steadies the camera, so you can be more wobbly, and actually what it does, it compresses the image to make it more steady. So I quite like that. It gives it a bit of weight. Makes the camera look prettier too, you know. It's bigger. Big camera, small camera.
Maybe we can explain why there's gaffer tape on every... It's not because it's broken.
No.
Because you can see it here as well on the small one. You can see gaffer tape everywhere. Maybe Hamish can explain why...
So this is an undercurrents tradition, the gaffer taping of cameras, and it has a number of things. One, it gives you better grip on the camera. You can hold your camera. It gives you a bit of grasp. Secondly, it protects your camera from scratches. So basically your nice camera doesn't get scratched up, so you're not so worried. You can treat your camera with more abuse. Otherwise the coating of the camera gets scratched and broken and then the camera looks tatty. But the most important reason is actually that your camera looks like it's broken. Yeah, and if your camera looks like it's old and broken, nobody's going to steal it. You know, this is a swanky, was a swanky new camera, but as soon as I got it, I covered it in gaffer tape, and it looked like an old broken camera, and thus nobody ever nicks it. I know many other people have had 2 or 3 cameras stolen. I've not lost a single camera in my time. I've still got all the original cameras I ever used, and they're all still working in various stages. So gaffer tape your camera or gaffer tape your laptop. Just a bit of gaffer tape just adds a bit of, you know,
authenticity. I guess.
Authenticity, yes, yes. And again, this is a tape camera. Just take standard mini DV tapes. We love these cameras because they're absolutely standard, they're rock solid, and you can edit the footage.
Let's talk about why you're still using, not most of the time, but sometimes, the DV format compared to the...
Sadly, our last DV camera was stolen. So we don't own a DV camera. This one has a problem with the lens. It has a problem with the lens that it goes fuzzy every so often. There's a problem with the electronics. It's unfixable, basically. So this we pretty much use as a deck. So sometimes it records true, sometimes it doesn't, so it's too unreliable to use. This one, the firewire's blown, so we can't use it. And this one still works, surprisingly, but it's only 3x4. But actually, I think this one has a problem with the charging port. You have to charge the battery externally. If you charge it internally, it starts heating up and making smelling noises. But it still works.
But in general, you prefer to use DV cameras compared to memory cards because it was smaller resolutions and easier to edit.
The editing, you can edit on really, you don't need a powerful computer to edit. We did move on to this camera we're recording on now. If you could just turn to here and to the thing, we can grab a reflection.
Small reflection, yes.
So a small reflection. So this camera here, can we see a reflection or not? No, we can't see a reflection. Okay.
So you could see the X space anyway.
Yes.
But yes, so this camera is called...
It's a Panasonic 900 something. I think I covered it in gaffer tape, so we don't know.
It's a mystery we're going to resolve and put on the video description anyway.
So this is the best camera you can currently buy. It's a Panasonic camera and it shoots some AVH, which is a highly compressed HD format. It doesn't shoot standard definition, which is deeply problematic. So it's actually quite difficult to edit. So you need a new computer, a new desktop or a new laptop, but you can't edit on no computer, it's just impossible. But if you have a new computer, you can probably edit the footage it comes out.
And it looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful, yes. Yeah. So if you're going to make this jump from these old tape cameras to this camera, make sure you upgrade your computer at the same time. But but these are nice also. Just to come back to these are nice because the FireWire allows you to use them as live edit cameras, where these have no equivalent. There's no way of putting these in as a live edit camera.
Live edit camera, for people who don't know what it is?
We have a TV studio which we set up with inputs into a laptop. And actually the FireWire is the best input into the laptop. It's the most efficient input. It's the easiest to use. So we love these for that. So now actually somehow we have to, there's a new bleeding edge technology which allows these to be used, but it's so bleeding edge that I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. But at some point we have to try it and make it work. But so maybe a year or two before these are useful in live edit situations.
So what's next for Vision TV gear? What's the next? Is it too soon to tell what's going to be
nowadays
used?
We're using, most of the films we shoot are done on these cameras. Now we've pretty much changed over, instead of filmmaking, to people doing journalism with what they've got in their pocket. And a tool like this is a perfect tool. The video quality is pretty damn good, and you've also got the encoding and the uploading built into the same thing. So if you want to do journalism, you want to do film, this is a great tool. I'd recommend it over this any day. You know, this we hardly ever use. We still use it for our live edit studio. That's because, again, you know, all the editing's done live in the thing. So, you know, the one big bugbear of using video as a means of communication is the editing, because it takes 10 or 100 times longer than you imagine it ever would. So, using a tool like this, there's no editing involved. You edit as you shoot, and then you upload and distribute within 10 minutes. This you upload and distribute within a week, a month, 3 months, 2 years. For a long documentary, it takes you 2 years to make. An hour, 10 minutes. 2 years. Take your pick. If you're starting in filmmaking, I would start with this one. After a year or two, you can move on to this one if you really want to. Okay. Okay, fantastic, Hamish. And proof of that, of mobile phone reporting, if you go to Vision on TV, you'll see our production, 95% is from mobile phone reporting. And you have templates on Vision on TV/produce as well. For more films like this, go to Plug and Play and hamishcampbell.com. And thank you so much for watching.